Hey everyone, welcome to the longest one night stand with Bobbi and Ro and the Stone Genius. I know that was the Stone Genius lead in, but we are going to cross pollinate this show. Hey Bobbi.
Hey Ro.
Love you.
Love you.
We are going to hopefully have a guest call in tonight. It was someone in Europe requested a specific guest, and we have reached out to them, and to our knowledge, they will be joining us at some point. Maybe I should probably turn the phone down. I don't need that to ring and be real loud in everyone's ear. So hopefully they will join. So we wanted to add this show, continue this show from something that we've been talking about and has got a lot of traction in the society. And that has to do with... It really has to do with you, Bobbi.
With me?
Yes.
And how I deal with
Put up
you?
with me? Yeah, you can say put up.
Put up, deal with.
Yes.
Put up.
Someone did reach out and they said that we kind of how we acted kind of remind them of their parents. And I just wanted to say, I'm sorry then, if we remind...
Right.
Yeah, so...
And you're still listening? Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Hold on, we should have a sound for that.
Maybe they like their parents.
Yes. Yes. So what we had been talking about is just relationships. And it was funny because I watched a video today about a gentleman who is a member of 16 high IQ societies. And Bobbi, talk.
Why are there so many?
There's, I don't know. And they have different levels. International
right.
high...
Like he said, that one,
Yeah.
the 999 or whatever. And then
Yeah, so that's... Yeah. So I would have to look and see where 999 you have to be. My guess is 160. So
you said you had... Oh. You
to
had
be in the top 1%.
99.9%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the International High IQ Society, it's 1 in 20. It's the top 5%.
Right. Okay.
And then for Mensa, it is the top 2%.
Right.
I am now formerly had been with Mensa, now with the International High IQ Society, have been a long time. That was just because of the times and how things were done back then. But I do have, so I was able to qualify for Mensa, so I'm in that. But so Mensa's being top 2%, so that's 1 out of 50. So High IQ Society 1 out of 20, Mensa 1 out of 50. The 999 Society, the 999 Society is you have to be in the top 0.99.9%. So the 0.01, that's you.
Right,
so that means every 1 in 1,000.
Right.
And what they talk about. So the first thing I thought was funny. Well, not the first thing that I thought was funny. So this gentleman is on the spectrum. He has a form of autism. I don't think he really goes into it. He does mention it. So because of his delivery and his tonality, I think some people hearing him talk without listening to the content of the conversation would not think that was a 1 in 1,000 person. But the thing that I thought was funny is when he said, people ask why I'm in 16 high IQ societies, and I tell them I thought if I joined a 17th, it'd be braggadocious. Yeah. And when I first saw that, I literally laughed out loud because I think that's funny. And I know that like non-geniuses, it would just go past them. They wouldn't even give that attempt at a joke a second thought. But I actually laughed out loud at that. Funny. But it was funny that some of the questions that you and I have dealt with over the last couple of episodes or I guess you and I dealt with in my episode yesterday.
Right.
So a lot of those things he talks about. So it is something that is very common to the genius condition, the gifted condition. And it did make me think more about how you deal with me. Because that's the big thing. Everyone wants to hear, they don't want to hear from me because they're like, and most of them, like I say, so in this society, I I took the throne of lowest genius on the totem pole. And I dared anyone to try to take that from me. So there are many people that are much smarter than I am. And so they don't need to tune in and listen to, because like Jeff had said, a lot of the comments that I made, or even when we reply to others, we know what you may feel like you're alone, but you're not.
Right.
It's just that you feel like you're alone because it's 1 in every 20 or 1 in every 50 or 1 in every 1,000.
Right. Which is funny because you're like talking about how I put up with you or handle you. And it's like, I mean, you handling me as a genius could be in its same right hard.
It could.
Because
no,
you
hold
do
on.
talk about when people are not at your level that.
Right.
I mean, I think you've given me a bunch of grace, but still, I'm not a genius.
Well, see, so one of the things that about a genius is that they know a lot, but they also know how much they don't know. And I understand how difficult I am. I'm not oblivious to that. And see, that's what dumb people, they don't understand how high maintenance they may be.
Right.
And I am very well aware of the maintenance that it's required to get me going on a daily basis. Yeah. So I am well aware of that, and that's why I'm appreciative, because I would like to say that if our roles were reversed, that I would be able to do this. And if I had your personality, I would. And if our roles were reversed, I'd have your personality. But I'm just saying, I understand what I put you through, and I appreciate you not murdering me in my sleep. I guess that would be the easiest way to see it. Say it.
Right.
Because there have been a few times, and I go back, and I've mentioned this before, when we were putting up a new fence, and I cut something I shouldn't have, and I looked at Bobbi. I was so mad because she didn't prevent me from doing what was in my head, or that I didn't want to do in my head.
Right.
And your response was like, I'm going inside.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
But, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I might have been upset, but that was not my fault, so it's fine. And you come around. And
I think that's what you understand, and what I have said and understand a lot, that it is that understanding that we have, we know where it is. I mean, I don't know how to really explain. It's just, you're like, I don't know. You understand how I am, and thanks. I wanted to read this because I wrote this quote down that you said last night. I'm pretty sure it's an exact quote. But at one point you said it's early on that you liked being with someone smart that knew a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think that's important for people to know, because I know that, I believe it was Daniela who said that she was about being authentic. I know that has been questioned by different people out there. So, but that recently was brought up about, can you be authentic? And I can be authentic with you.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate too, because you rein me in. There are times where, and that's the thing too, that we've been together for so long,
right, that
you can anticipate, just like I can in movies and TV shows. You anticipate, you know exactly what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what it was last year, but we were down at the pool and there was other people there, and something was said, and I about opened my mouth, and you knew I was going to say, and you squeezed my leg. Your hand was on my leg already, and you just squeezed my leg.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it was, but I remember that, and I'm very appreciative of that. And I hope that the other geniuses know that that's what you need to look for, because anything less than that is going to be wholly unsatisfying for both.
Right.
I believe.
Right. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, but
you
it wasn't
don't
like
take.
We were looking for each other, and I wasn't like. I mean, it.
Well, you did go home with me on the first night, so you were looking for something, and I want to say it rhymes with Enos.
I was looking for Enos.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quit him.
But I always say that when I walked in, I wasn't looking for you. I never thought. I didn't.
That's what you say.
Actually, I can't say that. I want to say I never thought that, but I remember the very second I walked in the bar and saw you.
Yeah.
So I don't think there was I never thought I'd see her again. I am pretty sure that there was some chubbery going on very early on.
You're going to lock it down.
I was going to lock that down.
And you did.
Yep. Put a bun in the oven. So I guess that's what I'm telling all the other geniuses out there. If you feel if you think someone is the right person, either put a baby in them or have them put a baby in you.
Right.
There you go. Problem solved. Thank you for listening.
We solved the world's problems.
We did. Well, at least genius problems. Yeah. And really, okay, now I will say that I am arrogant. Would that be a good word?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
well, I mean, one of them. I don't know what you're saying.
There is on that video that I showed it to Bobbi just so that she could see the guy and kind of hear what he was talking about. He says, just because we're geniuses doesn't mean we're better than other people. And I looked at Bobbi and I was like, yeah we are. But they do speak about, and one thing that he talks about it, I talk about it all the time, that there is that huge difference. And when we talk about the average IQ, 50% of the people are below that.
Right.
And you have to go down to because they can't come up to your level.
Right.
That is not a possibility. So if a genius or someone of high intellect is going to communicate, they have to go to their level. So the less we have to travel,
right,
the better. And that's why they call it a deviation. But when you're right next door, that's what makes it easier for us to communicate. And I sometimes wonder whether even two geniuses, how they would, I guess think about Trinity and I.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do understand each other. There's an unsaid where we can just look at each other and be like, yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
So there's that. But I also think there would be a lot of little details that would never get attended to.
Oh, yeah. If you two were just left and...
But that'd just be my type of genius that I gave to her as well.
Right.
Gave to them as well.
Right.
And so if that's the case, then I wonder if others are different. So, and
I don't know, though. I feel like just from talking with this and like the communication between the society, the people in it.
Oh, hold on. Before I forget, so I'm going to do two quick things.
Yes.
First of all, you and I tell you everything. I think you do, but I can't speak for you. So I think we tell each other everything. So first of all, I need the people that are in the society to understand that. If you communicate with me, I will probably discuss that with Bobbi, just so that everyone knows that. And then I was going to say something else. I don't remember, but maybe I'll remember.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to mention anything in particular. I'm just meaning like, I don't think it's a bad thing for two geniuses to be together, like, because you can communicate. I mean, even if I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, I think they could get along.
Yeah.
Like,
and like I said, there's different. I'm sure there's
probably at least communicate and get along better than
right. And there's probably genius that are the little detail and less of the big picture type. And there are different types. There's different types of genius. So there are, but I don't even know how. I don't know. I'm either picturing a household where nothing is said or there's never any quiet.
Right, yeah.
It would be one extreme or the other,
yeah.
I think. And that's what... And sometimes I wonder if something happened to me, because you're still a young, vibrant woman.
Oh, yes.
So say I die right now during the middle of it. I didn't want you to do a spit take, so I decided I know. So, but I wonder whether you could handle someone who's not or whether that would be like...
I couldn't handle anyone after you.
Thanks. That's so sweet. I'm not sure if it's true or good. Like, I mean, you may be saying...
You broke me.
Well, Would be like my thumb injury?
Yeah.
That type
like
of breaking?
Multiple breaks in every part of my body.
Hey-oh. She was talking sex.
Do you have to does it not sound like I am?
I don't know, but I thought maybe I should explain it just in case. Because also if someone had kind of tuned out of the podcast at that point, as soon as I said sex, they're like, hey, what
are they talking about?
Yeah.
What are we always talking about? Either geniuses or sex.
I know. Genius sex.
Jex.
What? No.
Gen X. Oh.
Yeah.
Gen X. No.
I also had written a note down here that average people, and I don't know what this was from, but average people cannot stand silence. People of intellect cherish quiet or white noise, I believe. Yeah. At least in my instance, and I've always said that. There can be something like the music. I can't tell you how. Yeah, you know. I don't need to tell you. You know because I text you all the time. How often I'll send you music lyrics and be like, I've listened to this song 1,000 times and did not know that's what they were referencing.
Yeah.
And so I had written that down because I do think, but I think I meant like in conversation. And I was kind of referencing when we went out with Amy and John and we sat there in silence. Yeah. And I don't know how John felt about it, but I do believe some people they would either have wanted to talk, but we didn't. And then so they'd be upset. Well, that wasn't fun.
Right.
I think that's what my note was about because I was fine. I mean, I would have much rather, and that's the thing that sometimes can pain us. And I know I'm looking at you and you know this, but I'm talking more to the audience at this point, that sometimes that is what can pain us is when it feels like we have to talk. And it's like, we're fine if we're just quiet.
Yeah.
Hey, do you watch that game last week? No, I don't follow that team.
Hey, you want to know what happened?
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me all about it. Thank you. So I know that they want to hear from Trinity. I am hoping that they are able to call in. That's why we had started the show when we did, thinking that they would be calling. It's one of those, okay, getting ready, that type thing. It's actually
so getting ready.
Now that I think about it, that's totally me.
You.
I know because I think about that.
Outside, Dakota. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
That's me. Yeah, but I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I'll come in. I'll walk in the door, and I know that's what she wants to do. So that's what I say, and then I get all excited, and then 10 minutes later, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm still.
Wait.
Hold on.
We'll go.
I need to. Let me get a drink first. Oh, I got to go to the bathroom. I know you need to go, but I need to go.
Yeah.
And now I need another drink.
Yeah.
It's like a hit. You know, I have a list of things between the door entry and the back door.
Well, and you did just get home, and
right.
She's been home all day laying on
right.
the floor.
And like, if it was your back door I was going to, I would be there much quicker than our back door.
Right.
Oh, hold on.
But
I know. I should have done that.
Well,
so
late.
What would you... After our show together, was there anything that you thought of that you might have wanted to say about you in reference to me and Ro, like us, or was there anything? Because that's one thing. Once we're done with our shows, we don't really go back and talk. I mean, it was a good show, and I guess we talked about these more than some of the other ones just because we've been getting so much feedback. And
no, I mean, I just keep thinking about how. I mean, because you keep saying they want to hear from me, and it's like, I don't feel like I have anything to offer. Like, there's nothing special about me. I'm a person. I met you. I love you unconditionally.
Yeah, you do.
So I just feel like no matter.
But I think they want to know why. Like, I think the people want to know how you're able to tolerate me. Because, like I say, we understand that we have quirks that not everyone's going to be down with hanging out with.
I mean, I guess because, I mean, I have grace and I offer that. And you love me the way you love me and the kids outweighs all the negatives of your shortcomings with being a genius or your temper. I mean... Like,
Traffic. Oh, if someone,
they just outweigh. It just outweighs it.
If someone buys my dash cam, the interior cab, the way I talk to people in traffic.
Oh my! Speaking of, I had something good on mine the other day, but I don't know how to record it or do whatever I need to. But I was like, wow.
What happened?
I'm trying to even think where I was. Oh, getting off at Knoll. This car speeds like I think they got on 435 at Metcalf, so they get on, speed behind me, and then they go over another lane and drive, and then all of a sudden they just go like all the way across to Knoll. I was like, like at the last moment, like over the barricade thing. I was like, oh my word.
I cannot wait till self-driving cars, and I hope that you can't do any manual overrides, because a couple things. I don't worry about me in traffic. I worry about all these other fuckers that don't. And anyone that's listening that thinks they know the rules of the road, I guarantee you don't. And I talk about you all the time. I seriously want to post those. But but then the authorities would be visiting me very quickly going, maybe you shouldn't be out on the road.
Yeah.
But once again, that's why I was so pleasant those few weeks post-op is, I never even left the house. There were a couple times where I'm like, I'm taking the trash out. I just want to feel the sun on my face. Is that a child?
No.
Oh.
I mean, yes, but not.
Oh, not the right child. Hold on.
Not the right child.
I know. Not the genius child.
Not the genius child.
The near genius. So, anything else that you thought? I mean, but that's the thing is So, like I kind of referenced to earlier, is I think like me, you either understand if things are true or not. And you just, if it's true, like, that was my fault, then you're like, that was my fault, and you fix it. Or you're like, okay, you're blaming me for something that's not my fault. I'm not going to worry about that because that's not my fault. I mean, at least that's how it seems like you come off. I mean, like, the thing out there, like you were pissed.
Upset, but guess what?
Yeah, you were mad because...
And I will leave you alone, and you can do it yourself.
Yep.
So.
And I did. I probably did.
So, I mean, just like that. Like, it's not like... I mean, everyone gets upset with their significant other, but that doesn't mean... I mean, I don't know. That's the thing is, like, I don't know what to tell people. Like,
well, and see, that's one thing.
We've been together for so long. Like, that's not going to be the end all. I mean, I don't know. That just seems...
Constantina had mentioned that we kind of reminded her of her parents. And I felt bad about that, but they had also mentioned that how, just like you said, they're difficult times, but it is so worth what we have together. That and that's what, once again, I may be an idiot. Like every once in a while, our pastor, our church, who I think they've been 40 years now, they've been married, somewhere around there. They're not much older than I am.
Right.
I would say us, but I'm not. Yeah, it's me, not Bobby, that they're close to an age. And they had mentioned sometimes that, here we go.
Tell them to hold on so you can finish.
Oh, hey, welcome to the show. Are you there?
Yes.
Hey, what's up? Hey, I'm finishing a show.
No, a story.
A story. Yeah, not a show.
Oh.
What was my story?
You're talking about Adam and Levon.
Oh, yeah. So, but he had mentioned that even that they've been together since they were 18 or whatever, and that there were times where it's hard. And he had said there were times where I didn't think we'd make it. I've never had that thought. It's always just been like, things happen.
Right.
So welcome to the show, Trinity, live from Chicago. How are you?
Exhausted.
What?
Exhausted.
Exhausted.
Oh, sorry to hear that. So we had some people that were interested in hearing from you because we had talked about you on the show a couple days ago.
Yeah, I don't listen to your show, so I'm confused as to why they want to hear from me.
Okay.
Well, we were talking about genius. We're talking about people in the Genius Society. And I was talking about how you're the only person I'm ever around that is smarter than I am. But we started...
I don't think that.
What?
I don't think that.
Well, you could take a test and find out. Oh, wouldn't that be?
Anywho.
I wonder how I'd feel if you were 137.
Right, that'd be awesome. Anyway.
But we had mentioned that we thought that once you went to school, where you're at school at, that because of all the other students and engineers and things that are going on, that to us, you seem to assimilate better with the people there than you did at your last high school or when we lived out in the country. Is that correct? Do you feel like because of the people that you're with there at school that you have better relationships? Hello?
With what? Better
With
relationship?
people.
Like
Well, I mean,
what?
With other people.
just with other people. I mean, do you think
Just
that?
the
I mean,
intellect.
is interacting with people? It seems like to Mom and I that you, like when you guys would do your roommate huddles
Yeah,
or whatever,
like you just got along, you related better. Than,
right? And it just
I'm more myself here.
right. So you
Right.
can. So that's one question that was posted, and
Because
we
you're smarter.
kind of mentioned that can you be authentic? But you just mentioned that. So you feel like you can be more authentic where you are and with the other students there.
Yeah, and I've accepted that I'm always the dumbest person in the room.
No
But-
way.
But and how did that change? I mean, so when I went to school, I finished my last degree online, so I didn't have other students, and I would have been so much older than them. That would have been weird. But I mean, how was that? Because you were one of the smartest people in high school. So how does that make you feel? Do you feel more? I mean, does that hurt your pride, or are you okay with that because the other people now you're at least being able to talk to people and they understand you?
I like it because I feel like there's no what I should be. I've kind of accepted I'm the dumb one. I don't have to prove anything.
So do you think? So which one of your roommates was a 135? Ben. So, because when we first went up there, because it had been mentioned that I was a 136, and Ben had mentioned he was kind of upset because he was a 135. No one's going to know the difference. I guarantee if anyone meets Ben, they're going to think Ben is far more intellectual than I am. That being said, do people ever talk about that in that environment setting? Like, do they talk about... Like right now, you're saying that you feel like you're one of the dumbest ones in a room. Are there ones that are more braggadocious about, I am the smartest person here?
Yeah.
There are. And are they the
People
smartest? What?
No. Normally it's the not smart people.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that we always talk about.
Well, yeah, because they need to feel like they are. I mean, they...
And sometimes it's because I don't think that they think they know everything. And it's like you...
But, it's interesting that Trinity says that because they feel like they don't have anything to prove because they know they're not the smartest person in the room. However, when they were in junior high, they were the smartest person, but yet
you're miserable. So are you happier now being wherever you feel like you are on the IQ structure there? So you used to be the smartest person in school. And now you're not the smartest person in school.
Well, they don't feel like
you don't feel like you're the smartest person in school. Do you think your relationships are better now because of that authenticity?
Yeah.
You do? And did you feel like you ever had to hide it in high school, or do you think that's why other people had trouble?
Get mad if you mention something.
Right.
Like even if you weren't bragging about it.
Right. And that's what some
but
people...
I don't think you ever meant to brag about it, but it's hard when... I mean, you were there for a year and a half and you were number one in the school. I mean,
right.
It's like, I know. But I mean, I feel like that, we talked about it on one of our shows. I feel like that's why it was hard for you to have friendships in middle school, possibly because not that you were intentionally doing it, but I just think people felt inferior or felt like you were bragging and I'm sure there were times where you said, well, you're dumb, but so I just think that had a lot to do with your relationships in junior high or whatever. But
and that's one thing that I will say I don't remember a ton of your friends growing up then, like real well, like to really judge them. But I will say, from the time that we've spent with anyone that you've been with up in Chicago,
But it
at school,
got better at South.
It did get better. And do you think that was because there were smarter people when you came back into a suburban setting instead of the country?
No.
You don't? So were there more? So did Mom and I miss that? Do you think that you had it better when you left the country and came into the suburbia, or do you think it was the same?
The same.
It was the same? So, but jumping to college, you think it's gotten better?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we see. And that's what we've been talking about, is sometimes you need to be around people. Because I remember Mom's question when we came up there and you all had your
roommate meeting,
and you all went in the room and we mentioned, Mom goes, do you think they always go in the room? And I go, I guarantee they always go into a room. But that's just the way your brains work. Right. But I could see that. And that's something that in the people in the society before have mentioned, like, being able to identify a huge gap in an IQ. And someone had said, well, how about if someone says they're 160 to your 136 row? And my response was, I would be able to recognize someone with a 160 IQ, and I would know. I would be just, to a 160 IQ, I would be just as dumb as I think that a person with an average IQ is.
So you wouldn't question it. I mean.
Yeah. So, okay. So do you have any
insight onto having a dad as a genius?
Yeah, I was trying to find out how to do that without having to take my headphones off and not listening to the answer.
What?
I mean, do you like being a genius? Do you like being smart?
I literally don't care.
You don't think about it?
No. Never. You talk about it all the time, and it kind of annoys me.
I know. You know what else annoys you? Chewing.
We did talk about that.
We did talk about that because in multiple...
That's a genius thing.
Yeah, in multiple videos...
Dude, I got like violently angry earlier because someone was eating chips, and I was like, dude, please shut up.
Yeah, but that's like a thing. You might be a genius if the sounds people make when they eat.
Yeah, I hate those videos, though. You may be a genius if you're lazy. Genius is just like to sit around. Yeah, we're thinking. We're solving the world's problems.
Good one.
I'm thinking about
Solve
stuff.
ours, not the world's.
Yeah, well. Okay. So, what would you say is the biggest benefit to being smart? Smarter than the average person?
I don't know. You're asking me questions that I literally don't care about.
Oh.
I don't think about being smarter than people.
Well, that's good.
No, that is. But do you ever find any difficulty? Well, you said being authentic. So how does that relate then? What parts of you can you not be? I mean, just knowing the answer. Like if someone asks something, you know the answer, you just kind of don't answer, or is that the most common thing that people like? I guess is it like a cock measuring contest? I just wanted to see Mom's.
Wow,
I got the biggest one. So
what?
All of my friends have unanimously decided if I was a guy, I'd have the biggest dick out of any of us.
Well,
you are the biggest dick, or you'd have the biggest dick?
That's because they all met me.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Oh, my word.
Yep. So I'm. Yep. So anyway, what was I saying?
Exactly.
What? Who? Huh? When? Why? How?
Am I needed here anymore?
Yes. We would.
The people want to hear from you.
They do.
Okay, and I'm exhausted all the time.
So what is the worst thing about being smarter than people?
I swear, why do you keep asking me questions about being smart? I literally don't care.
Okay. Well,
that's good.
Okay. No, that is good because some people will need to hear that.
Yeah.
Because they probably will need to hear that.
You need to hear that.
I don't. No, it's just I can't dummy myself down. My soul cannot take it. I cannot make myself as stupid as someone else. Soul
will die.
Yeah, it pains me. And there's just certain things you can't, like with Grandpa, when he would be talking about like post-election stuff. And every time he'd bring it up, I would just lose my shit because I was like, I'm not letting you bring this up. I'm not listening to this.
Yeah.
And and that's how I am sometimes. And especially when people think they're smarter than they are and they'll say something, it's like, no, that's not true. I'm not going to let you put that out in the universe. Right. So I think that's why I have it is. Well, we don't want to keep you because we want you to be well rested. Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah. So thanks for joining the show.
Love you.
No problem. Love you guys.
Okay. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. So that was our child Trinity.
Who doesn't care about being smart?
No. But yet,
but I think she does. She's kind of not well right now, so she doesn't feel good. But
she does not, and they do not, and that's why we thought that we weren't sure that they would be on the show tonight. Right. So we are glad that they called in. Yeah. But they may say that, but they will. They are just like me. They are They cannot. Someone can't say something that's wrong without them saying no. That's and then correcting them.
Incorrect. Yeah.
I mean, and they will say it like that too.
Teacher that so.
Yeah. If anyone saw the movie, I think it was 2012 with Dennis Quaid and a young Jake Gyllenhaal. And it was like a post-apocalyptic, but they were talking in the car about how a teacher had flunked him on a test. And Randy Quaid asked him, and he goes, why? And he goes, well, I think they said they didn't use scratch paper. And the teacher was like, well, if I didn't use scratch paper, you couldn't do it without scratch paper, so you must have cheated.
Right.
And Trinity basically did that. Like, but that's how I am. Yeah. Maybe it's part of my Libra where I need things to be fair and balanced, and I just can't have someone say something that is 100% incorrect. Not accurate, and even if I'm not involved, and I don't, and that's where my mom would be like, why do you feel like you needed to interject there? And it's because I don't want people to...
Because other people in their range will believe them.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That's a whole nother day, but...
It is.
So that's why, though. I mean, and that's the thing, is like, because it's not true, and somebody's got to stop the not truth. Like, that's how the whole world gets to be where it is. I mean, like, you've got to stop it. Yeah.
And and that's the thing. I can't in my soul. And I will tell you, I was thinking about this with my dad today, that over the last few years, it was really difficult to be around him. And I feel I feel bad because I know I couldn't be there because I just couldn't take it. I would blow up. I would just,
you did multiple times in the end, but
and that was the thing. I wasn't understanding that just as much as I couldn't keep from blowing up, because of his age, he had a stroke some time back, and I think there were things that probably he could not, and I did not give him the grace that I should have provided. We still had a great relationship, a loving relationship, the most amazing man. He taught me to be the father and husband that I am, but we went 3 weeks. Out of the last 6 weeks of his life, I didn't even talk to my parents for 3 weeks because I was so mad at my mom. Because of my mom and dad, that something that happened at her birthday.
Yeah.
And I feel bad about that. I mean, even if that wouldn't, I don't know. And I'm trying, I mean, it's I can't do anything about it. So that's why I kind of just, keep chugging along and everything. But it did kind of pain me that there are certain things that I think, and it could be because of the intellect too.
Yeah.
And that's why I think dumb people, they just think something sounds good. And because they can't be quiet, they want to talk about it. Because I think sometimes my dad he couldn't stand quiet.
Oh, no. He just say random. I mean, just like whatever came out. I mean, it like not even processed. Like just blah.
Right. And that made it difficult and unfortunate. And it was something that I've identified with. I've been trying to make sure that I reach out to my mom as much as possible. Because, I mean, that's also not me. That's not what... I don't eat. I don't think about eating. So it's very hard for me if I'm not thinking about eating, which is probably something I need to be alive, that I'm thinking about calling someone else or birthdays or anything else, which seems like, and people are just like, that's what they don't understand. Like my mom would say, well, you just need to learn to care about those things. That's not how that works.
Right.
It wasn't that
and I know this.
Yes. And that's another reason that we work so well together. So I always joke that at the kids' birthdays, Christmas, whatever they get a present, I'm just as excited as they are when they open them, because I am just as they are seeing it for the first time. Yeah, I'm like, oh, what did I get you? Cool. So, but and I feel bad because if something happened to you, the kids would stay their same exact age for the rest of their life because they would never have another birthday again, or at least not put on by their dad. And I would be...
Right.
And I feel bad. I mean, even my sister, a couple years ago, I think I didn't call for 2 weeks post-birthday. And her birthday's on tax day, April 15th. So I should have known. Why? Because everyone's talking, get it in and all this. Well, not because I file them, but they do talk about it on stuff that I watch or listen to. So I feel... But I can't do that. That's just not.
It's not you. You can't learn that. It's not a learned behavior.
No, and that's the other thing, that even the things that should help, like a calendar or like Facebook, I don't want to do it because I don't want something telling me. If I can't remember it on my own, which I obviously can't, then I don't need something going, hey, it's so-and-so's birthday. Wish him happy birthday. I mean, you haven't talked to him since high school, which was 37 years ago. But say happy birthday. And then it's always the same. It's always the canned response. You can't even fucking type out happy birthday, Nipsey.
Who's that?
You.
Oh, well, you don't have to type it out to me.
I know. But I do. And then... people come to do work in our bathroom, and they see our notes that we leave each other.
That should make them feel bad about themselves.
I know. We do. We leave little notes around for each other all over the house. So some of them are more suggestive than others.
Those are from Rodney.
Yeah. I don't think you had to tell them that.
That's true.
For any longtime listener, that was not something that you needed to tell them. So, okay, I'm going to keep you on here because I'm going to wrap this up with something that I should have done. Hold on, what is this? I had put that last week was 69 minutes long.
Oh, yeah, our last show.
Our last show was 69 minutes long, and we couldn't do that for our 6-9 episode.
Right.
It's
kind of ironic that we talked about 69 and how people talk about it all the time but don't do it.
Right.
And we couldn't do it.
Yeah, we could not do
69. But we did it when we weren't trying to.
I know. So, but we do have 9-6 that we can try again. Okay. Which is, I wonder if we do that, can we do that in America? Do we have to be international to celebrate it? We should look into that. I mean,
Well, our international society friends will help us.
Yes, they will. I believe we can find people to visit. So that we can...
Can they sponsor us?
Maybe to live there. Hey, we could do this. We could take the podcast overseas.
Yes.
Where do you want to live?
Going international. I don't know.
I could look at all the countries that we have listeners.
Okay.
And then we could narrow it down from there.
Okay.
Why would we even narrow it down? Why would we just
go to all of them?
Yeah.
They're going to sponsor us,
right?
And we're going to make money doing the podcast. So
yep, and other things.
Yes. So see, we don't have to stay anywhere.
I know. We'll be able to write it off. So one thing, I'm going to wrap this podcast up, and I should have mentioned it at the beginning. Whatever.
Okay.
I was going to talk about because on the Stone Genius, I always say I don't want people to worry about the word stoned in there.
Right.
Because people seem to be too concentrated on
Sure.
that instead of the genius.
Sure.
But because of that, I felt like I was neglecting, even though I am very stoned when I'm doing many
Sure.
of these shows,
Sure.
as you can tell.
Sure.
Shoot. Okay. Remind me to go back to weed.
Okay.
Okay. So I needed to mention this. This is something that Jeff had mentioned.
Okay.
That he had liked about our show. That we just kind of go all over, that I go all over the place. Yes. And you help me rein me in.
Yes.
But that is very much how the mind goes. And I will mention this, and we need to start this with a show sometime,
Yeah.
because this is the difference between a genius and someone with ADHD. Someone with ADHD is going to get distracted and to be distracted. And they can't complete a task. A genius can complete a task. However, if they find another task that's more interesting, they will move on to that task. And I feel like that's how a lot of my conversations go. That I will start a story and I'll go, oh, I remember this story. And then I need to start talking. And that was more interesting. That's why I went down there. So why would I even go back to the first?
Right.
I mean, once you're on a more interesting ride.
Right. Why go back?
Right. Why would you go back to the other way?
Right.
So I just wanted to mention that because Jeff had mentioned that. So that is someone that's not used to this mind. And I know you are.
Yes.
I mean, it's funny because I will be talking to you about something and mid-sentence I'll be like, what am I talking about?
Yeah.
And I know you all have heard that here on the show as well, but I think that's also because it's so fleeting. That because they come so fast to me, like I'll start talking about something and then something comes in real fast. Because they come so fast, then it's like not kept in my memory.
Yes.
I don't know. So anyway, about drugs.
Yes. Weed.
Yes. So this week I switched up cart and flour. So the cart is wedding cake. Oh, that's kind of sweet, you and I.
It is.
Yeah. So it's called a wedding cake. That is generally treated to treat pain, insomnia, and weight loss. So I'm hoping it gives me the munchies because, like I said, I forgot to eat. Like this morning, and this is a very typical conversation. I said, I don't think I ate last night. And you're like,
You didn't.
nope. And it's funny, every once in a while on the front door when I'm leaving, there'll be a note that says, eat Ro. And I think that means I'm supposed to eat something, not like it's
I'm telling
reminding
myself to
yeah, like
eat you
later,
tonight.
maybe you should cook me. Well, it was reminding me. There was a movie out that I saw at the Fine Arts Theater here in Kansas City back in the 80s. And I don't remember. There was a cock that was eaten. That's all I remember. She goes, why don't you? So her lover was killed. And so she was going to feed it to her husband and goes, why don't you start with a cock? I don't know. It was an artsy film.
Sounds like porn, but
Not that kind of eating of cock.
oh,
Like the person was dead and they cooked them and then they were
so-
serving.
okay.
It was, yeah. And see, this is one of those things that I've mentioned on the show before. If I ever asked to borrow your phone or a computer, do not let
Don't
me
let
do
him.
it. Because tomorrow I'm going to ask someone to borrow their phone. I'm going to look
at
up
that movie.
80s art house film, girl makes husband eat lover's cock. And I guarantee you it will come
Yeah.
up. I don't remember what it was.
wow. Interesting.
Yeah, Mitch and I saw that together, I think.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yep. So
Did you finish talking about your
so-
part?
The cart is wedding cake, pain, insomnia, weight loss. So I'm hoping it gives me the munchies. It has not as of yet. My flour is LA cookies, Los Angeles cookies. Relaxes the body, enhances mood, and for chronic pain. So the combination of those will help, hopefully, with the pain and the weight loss and enhance my mood. And it says it's going to relax my body, and I know you're going to like that.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, thanks for having sex with me all the time. I mean, not like all the time, because I know we took a day off yesterday.
You're welcome.
For taking a day off or having sex all the time?
Thank you for taking a day off.
And I want you to know, once again, I am very appreciative. I know that there are many people that have been married for 25 years or been together for 27 or
however many.
I mean, there could be, or be in their 40s and 50s. You're in your 40s. I'm in my 50s. So there could be a number of reasons why people may not be intimate as much as we are. So I am very appreciative of that. So I wish I would have known what the consecutive days number was. I definitely would not have missed yesterday because we would have been rolling. I don't know if I can do any more than that. I think that tone, I think people will go, I know exactly what song that was.
Yeah.
Okay. So LA Cookies, Wedding Cake, at the end of this week, I will do a review of those. They are better. Dog Walker, which is my last cart, I don't like. I thought it made me surly. I mean, it made me want to argue with people, which is not what I need. That's all. So thanks for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Love you.
I love you.
Say goodbye to the world.
Goodbye, world.
Well, not like, I mean, just good night, maybe.
Good night.
Good
day, world.
Say it with an accent. Just pick any accent.
Good day, world.
That's pretty good.
I don't know what it was, but.
No. Let's just keep it.
At that.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be anything.
It could just. I made it up.
Yeah. Why do people need to know what the accent was?
That's true.
Why can't I just talk
a
certain way that is not
accent.
my normal voice and it just be okay?
Okay. Let's do.
Okay. I love you.
I love you.
Okay. Okay, we'll have another show next week for everyone that was listening. Thank you for listening to. This is actually a show of the Stone Genius and just a bonus show. I'm going to put out as a bonus show.
Yeah.
On The Longest One Night Stand. So thank you all for listening. This is Ro.
And this is Bobbi.
And you've been listening to The Stone Genius. Bye.